So, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into our first topic for today. Georgia quarterback Carson Beck is out for the playoffs. What do I think this means? Well, first off, I feel like this is I don't know if it's like the worst thing in the world because, I mean, if you watched Georgia in the SEC championship game, Gunnar Stockton still played decently and he still gave Georgia a pretty good game from him. But from the standpoint of this is the guy that has been your starter all season and now he's out. I feel like this is this definitely hurts. This definitely hurts if you're a Georgia fan. But I think Gunnar Stockton can do a good enough job. Now Carson Beck, as you saw, he's having season-ending elbow surgery. So basically, he's going to get that elbow worked on. If you saw the hit, you know what happened. But he went to throw the ball, and his arm got bent back in an awkward position. He wasn't able to get the ball. He wasn't able to fully follow through with his pass in that he came in for one play, and that was to hand the ball off for the game-winning touchdown in overtime. So, what do I think? Well, first off, knowing that it's going to be Gunnar Stockton, my pick in the original bracket challenge that I did, I do regret making that pick of Notre Dame over Georgia because I still think Georgia's going to win that game. But yeah, I think Georgia's fine. I think that it's going to be one of those things where potentially you may get to see a guy who actually could be better than Carson Beck. That's what I think. And really, and I mean, it's not saying that Carson Beck is a terrible quarterback because no, he's not a terrible quarterback. He's just not. I don't know if he's really. I mean, for a team like Georgia, is he really the best guy to play quarterback right now? Now, if you saw Gunnar Stockton, I think he also was able to incorporate a little bit more mobility with the way that he ran throughout that game. Really, Gunnar Stockton, in a way, kind of, to me, felt a little bit more like what you would have thought, like Stetson Bennett in a way. And I think that's what helped Georgia win the championship, the two championships in a row, like they did, is they had a guy like Stetson Bennett who could run and make some plays. So ultimately, I think Georgia will be fine without Carson Beck. It definitely will be interesting to see how this plays out, though, because Notre Dame is not I don't think they're a team to sleep on per se. Now, do I think that they are better than Georgia? I mean, if Georgia's fully healthy, no, Georgia would smack them around. But with the current circumstance that we have going on right now, I do think that Notre Dame. I think that Notre Dame's defense can keep them in the ball game. I don't know if they have enough to beat Georgia. And so, and the if you remember my original reason for why I picked Notre Dame over Georgia, just going back to that, was because Gunnar Stockton, he had a concussion in that game against Texas, and we weren't sure, like, okay, when is Gunnar Stockton going to be coming back for the Dogs? So it was a question of who was actually going to be the quarterback going into this playoff. Well, now knowing it's Gunnar Stockton, I think it's a little bit more like you feel fine with the situation for Georgia. So Carson Beck is out. We'll just have to wait and see what happens the rest of the season. But I don't know if this is going to be a situation where, realistically, where a team like Notre Dame could beat Georgia. So Carson Beck, I mean, yeah, sad to see that you're out, but I think your team's going to be fine because your team has enough guys around that could help win a ball game. So I think they're perfectly